Kryptonite Show, man, oh man, what a week it has been, but it's green candles today, and that's all we care about at the end of the day. Green bounce from the bottom. Man, boy, oh boy, oh boy. And it pretty much hit the target that I had. So that was awesome. We used the Fibonacci extension and we held on tight and pretty much bounced from the 1700 on Pulse. So very cool there. And we're going to see, is it going to hold up? Because we've got an hour to go to the close of the day based on my charting, and so let's see how that goes. So far, so good. And of course, it did get over 2,000, so that was very important to do that on the pulse chart. But we'll make sense of that when we get to the charts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, pulse chain rallying from the bottom, that would be a cool thing. We're going to talk about some of the big macro pictures around pulse chain with Maddie Allen and Somi and KDB and all sorts of positions. Alex McFurter probably with the forking of the chain, all these sort of different issues around that people are pushing around. So pretty interesting stuff. And but we're going to get into something really, really awesome. We've got a new Gem Hunters group there on Telegram, and we're releasing it today. It's releasing today. So we had it private yesterday, and today we're going to release it publicly. So you guys can join up today, and this is going to be incredible. So we're going to get into all that. Let's do it. And let's talk about what we're talking about here with the Gem Hunters. So that is the link there. You can see it over on Rumble as well. It's pinned to the top of the chat, and I've just posted it here as well on YouTube. So definitely check that out. That is the link to join up. I'll join straight away. Take a moment right now and join up to Telegram. That is the Gem Hunters group, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So what's it all about? We're going to talk about that. So it is basically going to give you free alpha list. We're basically matching teams, project teams that want to get people's attention with the people. So it's really a match-up site and a very promotional site. And we're going to have lots of cool things coming up in the future with that site as well. So you could end up getting some pretty direct benefits. So that's going to be really, really exciting. And at the moment, we've already got an alpha list up just to kick it off. And of course, everyone's really enjoying that list. So you can definitely check that out once you get to Telegram, some of the alpha projects. And we're looking at farms. What are the best farms on Pulse Chain? What are the best printers as well? We're also looking at what are the best games and many other categories that we're going to have as well. So it's going to be very, very cool to see all that. So, and then we're going to have a few DGM plays as well, a few risky ones in there for the mix. So it's going to be a pretty fun little group. And essentially, what's it about in detail? Basically, Gem Hunter is going to be a brand new alpha hub for Pulse Chain, promoting new and fresh protocols on Pulse. And we're also going to provide updated lists with new protocols, farms, speculative tokens, airdrops, contests, launches, and more, all organized as well. Now, we're going to have hopefully a lot of benefits in that channel as well. And so it's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to build it up huge. We want it to be viral, and we want to be able to, help people that are in crypto make mad gains, either big X's or big yield and yield farms, things like that. We also want to help the project teams that develop projects but have trouble, growing the community and want a win-win there. So we're always after a win-win in the Gem Hunters, and it's going to be a pretty amazing place there as well. We'll probably have price alerts and all sorts of stuff in there too. So very, very exciting. You're in right at the ground floor. We just hit 70 members already, 70 members. Once we had triggered 50 members, we opened it up to the public. But you can get your own referral link in there as well to grow the community. So if you know a whole ton of great people that would like to get into on this, you can do that. Once you get in, you can just go /link and get your own referral link there to join up. And we're going to respond to some of the bigger people that grow the community later on. And of course, it's going to be exciting to grow that. So pretty cool. Big shout out to our co-founders. There is MVS from the Discord. He's a co-founder of this group. Also, Wookie as well is another co-founder. And of course, Wookie is one of our community leaders in the Discord. So big shout out to those guys as well. So pretty awesome. A lot of people know MVS, of course, around Telegram, doing a great job moderating many groups. So you're getting some real alpha people leading the group, and we're looking forward to it. We've already got a number of project teams founders in the group, and a lot of other, not just on Pulse Chain, but also on Ethereum and Base Chain as well. So it's going to be an incredible group. So you definitely got to join up to that today. Now, just to give you a little sneak peek of some of the stuff we've got there, this is just a little alpha list preview. So we've got the farms there with Emmett Farm. Of course, as you guys know, I've been covering that in full. And then, of course, the founder from that is Kairos there, beautifully, very experienced crypto designer and, of course, farm provider, doing an incredible job over there. Triple A plus, as I say. And of course, we've got the stake emit and use your voting power to start new farms with your favorite tokens. Some really terrific balancing in the emit farm, doing a great roadmap too. Just non-stop innovation coming in there. Brilliant. You got printers, of course, if you want to print yourself some yield and get it dropped to your wallet. We've obviously got quite a few of the investor tokens in there as well. This is just a sneak preview of that full list, so you really do need to join up today. We got Beast in there. We got Remember the 5th of November. We got Gas Money, and of course they're praying out on Pulsechain, Pulse. And of course, at the moment, Pulse is low. So if you get Pulse now and Pulse starts rallying on and on and on, you're going to make mad gains from that. So pretty cool. And then we're going to have a whole full list in the moment. And of course, that's going to be updated and adjusted and all sorts of stuff. We've got lots of stuff planned for the group. So definitely get in there. Only absolute legends allowed. So that's why it could be you. So join up today. That is the link. And it's just been launched today. Get in early on the ground as well. Now, over on Rumble there, I see a big crew there. Now, as you guys see on Rumble, it is pinned to the top of the chat there. So just join up today right now and get into our Telegram group. Share it around to all your friends who want to make mad gains in crypto. These are going to be the gems of the gems. And so we're going to be doing a lot of curating there of the projects on Pulsechain. So you're getting a lot of experience and a lot of opportunity there just straight off the bat. We're also going to bring in new project teams and get a lot of new value. So going to be an early off the ground. There could be lots of things like airdrops and other things coming as well. So just stay tuned on that. That is going to be pretty epic. Now, we're only day one of the official launch. So get in early on the ground there. Pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. Hope you are too. And we just feel like this is a big thing that's missing in the Pulsechain. And we want it to be a very positive environment as well. So everything's going to be done very well from our point of view. So I hope you guys enjoy that. All right, so let's move on. We're going to get into the stock market quickly and, of course, talk about that. So stock market there at the moment, we've got the S&P 500 is in a Q1 loss, so ended negative. And, of course, Liberation Day tariffs are looming for America, right? So we've got Liberation Day tariffs. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but let's have a look at the stock market indices before we get into the crypto markets. We got Nasdaq there is down 1,400 of a penny, so it's percent. So it's not too much, 24 points, but it's down to 17,299. We got the Dow Jones down 1%, or up 1%, I should say, 417 points to 42,000. The S&P 500 up over 0.5%, 31 points to 5,600. So the stock market there overall pretty good. Tech indicator just down a little bit. We got the US dollar up a little bit there to 103.87. Let's have a look at commodities. West Texas at the moment up slightly to $71.43. Brent oil up 2.7%, almost $2 to $74.71 a barrel. Gold is up. It's at 3,159. It's up slightly there as well. Silver is up to $34.76. So, man, we're getting some interesting stuff happening with the commodities. Now, obviously, Liberation Day is still coming up. Of course, that is April the 2nd, Wednesday. So when President Trump is expected to unveil several more trade tariffs, Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the tariffs would be country-based rather than sector-based. They added that the president remains committed to sectorial tariffs. The WSJ report over the weekend that Trump will consider higher tariffs against a broader range of countries as he embarks on a trade agenda aimed at correcting alleged trade imbalances against US. Well, it's not alleged. You can actually see the numbers. China's a pretty big one. So you can actually see the trade balances. Now, obviously, there's services as well, not just trade of goods. But you can see the balances. They're pretty clear. There's no alleging there going on. No alleging. You can actually see. You can go and look for yourself. Go look for the trade balances. Some of them are in surpluses. Some countries are in surpluses. U.S. president rattled markets last week by imposing 25% tariff on all non-American cars. The tariff will take effect from April the 2nd, where Trump could also announce tariffs being against other sectors such as commodities, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals. He's trying to bring that all that stuff back into America, right? Manufacturing back into America. As you guys know, 7 million jobs was lost in manufacturing, and the middle class shrunk due to that, of course, between the 1970s and today. So basically the last 50 years. And so he's trying to get that back in. Of course, that lifts the middle class and lifts the incomes and lifts America overall, right? This kind of thing. The American dream comes back, and that's the golden age of America. That's the logic. Markets fear that Trump's tariffs will be borne by U.S. importers, who will underpin inflation and compromise U.S. growth in the coming months. Now, Goldman Sachs sees a 35% chance of recession in the next 12 months, Well, that was 30%, 40%, looks like 35% now, and also expects inflation to rise further above the Federal Reserve's 2% target in 2025. We saw this little sneak up. We shall see what the short-term plan is there. Now, we've got jobs report coming up as well, and it looks like they're tipping it to add 139 jobs in March. So that's coming up. So that could have an impact on the market, down from 151,000 the previous month, while unemployment rate is seen equaling February's mark of 4.1%. So there are quite a few unemployed there. Now, normally full employment's probably considered around 3% or something, I guess. So it's probably a bit higher than that. Depends what country you're talking about, of course. So prior to the release of non-farm payrolls on Friday, measures of private hiring and job openings will be published, along with separate numbers tracking manufacturing. So all that economic data is going to play into a bit of possible market volatility this week. Wall Street indices fell, of course, sharply after the price inflation came out last week, and that caused a pretty rough period. Even though it was only slightly up, it was just a disappointment. The other big thing, of course, we've got Tesla numbers due as well after Elon Musk and all that were being, attacked by paid agitators and a few other psychos out there. Yeah, that is it. Now, I don't know if it's worth getting paid to scratch a car or to do things like that and spend 20 years in prison. I don't know about that. I don't think that's a good deal. There's no money you could pay me to go do something as stupid as that. Anyway, so many of these are the same people that support Tesla because it was environmentally friendly. So that's the idea. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on there. Now that is the stock market and economic news. So we've got a lot of stuff this week, right? I mean, let's face it. This week could be volatile, but like I said, I'm expecting a big rally. It's a counterintuitive rally because we're still expecting a lot of capital start coming in from states, US states, and of course institutions as well in the crypto. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because we got some coming in already. We got Brian in the house there. Hey, Brian, good to see you, our community leader. We got Wookie as well, our other community leader as well, and a co-founder there in the Gem Hunters. Big shout out. We got Jay Everything. Hey, Jay, how you doing? Well. And of course, who else is in here? Hedgehog as well. Hey, good to see you also. Big shout out there. Now, a special shout out over to Rumble. You guys are amazing. Doing a great job over there. If you haven't smashed the follow button, hit the follow button right now of the channel and definitely smash the like as well. Share the channel around to your friends. We're going to aim to be one of the preeminent crypto channels over on Rumble, and you guys help make that happen, right? We're going to try and bring you all the good stuff there as well. The other thing I would say is if you haven't joined the Gem Hunters, you're looking for some epic returns, check that out. Now, obviously, we're focusing on our Pulsechain a lot, but we will be talking about projects on Ethereum. We'll be talking about projects on Solana and Basechain. So we will be covering anything that we find that is real gems. We will be hunting them out for you, hence the word, name, and title of the chat called Gem Hunters. So get on that. And we're going to be looking for high yields, high percentages, high X's. Those are the sort of things we're going to be looking for to pass on to you guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we may get some airdrops and all sorts of things pummeling into that chat. Could be pretty fun place to be. And of course, it's only as fun as the people. So definitely join up today in Gem Hunters. Wicked. All right, so kind of cool. We got Zach in the house as well. What's up, everybody? Was it Pulse Spike reporting in? Nice one there, Zach. Appreciate that. And of course, we got Pulsechain Trainer who got in nice and early, actually. Good afternoon from the great state of Texas. And of course, ready for some green kryptonite candles. I like that. See what you did there. Pretty awesome. We got a great community. Big shout out to everybody. We also got P-Dye to $1. Morning, Superman. A big shout out to you. Hope you're doing well out there. And lots of fun happening in Pulsechain. It doesn't lack perspectives and drama. And of course, a big pump today off the bottom. Got to be excited about that, man. Got to be excited about that. I'm very excited. P-Dye to $1 says real P-Dye is going to $1 to a chain near you, says P-Dye. Yeah, well, what's a real P-Dye? Is it E-Dye? I don't know. You decide. It's going pretty cool. That's Matt and Barley, lol, says. Is it Matt and Barley? You changed your name. That's hilarious. That's pretty funny. All right, so let's get into the crypto markets here. So we've got the market cap for crypto is $2.76 trillion, which is with the T. It is down 1.9% today. And let's have a look at the numbers here. We've got Bitcoin at 82,500. It is pretty flat today, slightly up actually, 0.2%, but down 6.5% for the week. Ethereum there is sitting at $1,826. Still really mind boggles me that's below 2,000. We know when we had it up over 4,000, over 3,000. It's kind of just really weird. That has come back a lot. And of course, we know there's a big upgrade coming, a big EIP is coming up for Ethereum, and that's probably going to lower gas prices a bit more too. So we'll see what that's like too. And so we're down a 12.7% for the week, but up 1.3% last 24 hours. Number 4 is XRP. It is down 15% for the week, 2.2% for the day. That's sitting at $2.09. BNB is down 4.9%, but up almost 1% on the 24 hours at $605. Solana at number 6 is down 11.5% for the week, but up almost 1% on the day. We've got Dogecoin at number 9. That is down 11% for the week, up almost half, or down almost 0.5%. So that's down 11%, down almost 0.5% for the 24 hours. Cardano at number 9, down almost 11%, pretty flat today. And Tron up 4.6% and 3.3% today. So most of that gain is in the last 24 hours for Tron. Those are our top 10 in the crypto. They're using CoinGecko's index. And let's have a good look through to where we've been, tracking not PDI. We've been tracking Pi, the Pi network, which launched on what was the 20th of February, and of course that is down 21% for the week and down 6%, almost 6% today, and that is at 72 cents. Now there's continual rumors about a Binance listing, so we'll see what happens there. Now, obviously, there's about 60 million people have downloaded Pi, become what they call pioneers mining Pi on the phone. They've been doing that up to 6 years ago. And of course, many of you may have seen that back in the day. Another big phone mining project which didn't quite succeed was Electronium. And of course, that's a bit of a flashback for many of you. But hey, that's just what happens here 6 years ago. And but it looks like Pi has won the day, but it is down a lot. And so let's see what happens with that Binance. Binance typically only lists either Binance coins or gets paid to list, right? That's kind of the play. So we're going to see what happens in that space. I did see quite a few influencers over the night talking about Pi Network and, of course, Binance. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on that one. They're obviously building out their ecosystem with business to business. Apparently, they were talking about Pi Network getting KY bead, know your business with Binance. So we'll see where it all lands. But they're definitely doing stuff like the Pi Network naming service. That Pi market is open for at least June, I think. So there's a few things happening there, and we'll see how that goes. So that's some of the interesting ones there happening in the on the top 100. Let's have a see what's the best performer in the last 24 hours. Well, it looks like Hyperliquid is up. It's ranked number 32, but it's up number 1 on the 24 hours. Toncoin there from Telegram, ironically, is up 4.7% for the 24 hours. And EOS there at number 3 is up 4.6% as well. So there we go. Oh, and we got Tron and Pepe following at number 4 and 5. Those are the best performers in the last 24 hours on the top 100. Looking at the top over the last week, we've got Tund from Telegram up 10.7%. Kronos there up 6.9%. And EOS at up 7.8%. Then Tron at number 4 up 4.6%. So not big gains, but those are your leaders in the top 100 at the moment. So there we go. All right, let's jump over to some of the bullish news. Michael Saylor's bringing the alpha. It's the alpha drop big time. So let's talk about that. We got Metaplanet raises 2 billion Japanese yen through a zero ordinary bond to expand its Bitcoin holdings. So that's bullish, guys. That's really, really bullish there. So cool stuff there from that. So more money. I said to you, we've got everybody on the playing field potentially. They're probably all sitting on the bench, but they can come onto the field and play. We've got all the sovereign states now running into crypto. Since Donald Trump announced the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and the altcoin stockpile, it's going to be huge, right? We got many of the US states rallying to get bills through so they can invest. We got, obviously, following all that, we got other sovereign states going to be competing for Bitcoin. We've got institutions coming into Bitcoin. It's a no-brainer. It's going to be a mega rally for Bitcoin. And of course, that should spur on money transferring over into altcoin season, which has been delayed, but is probably going to be pretty incredible when it arrives. This is probably the last shakeout period. And of course, around Trump's tariffs and repositioning, we know that it's going to be short-term pain for medium to long-term gain. And so there we go. That being said, we've still got a 35% approximately chance of a recession. But that could mean lower interest rates accelerate. And of course, money printing comes into the market as well. So, it could be a win-win either way. So let's see where we go here as well. So kind of bullish. And of course, you guys know when this big money comes in, it's going to have a massive multi-trillion-dollar impact on the crypto, particularly Bitcoin and the altcoins. So going to be pretty awesome there. So that's from Michael Saylor. Now we've got another post from Michael Saylor, and this is huge. And this came out too. Breaking strategy stacks another 22,000 Bitcoin for 1.92 billion, bring their total holdings to nearly 528,000 Bitcoin. Relentless, isn't that awesome? So that's pretty huge there. All right, let's jump over to BlackRock. Now this is getting even bigger for Bitcoin and crypto. BlackRock CEO warns Bitcoin could replace US dollar as global reserve currency. OMG, this is pretty awesome. We know that many non-US countries like China and Russia and that have played around, Brazil and things, played around with trying to undermine the US dollar as reserve. That would be a calamity, not just for the United States, but probably for the world if that did occur, given how much debt the US has. Around $37 trillion in US debt. Obviously, Trump and his team are trying to deal with that right now as we speak. Saving America is literally what they are doing with the Dodge and Elon Musk and Donald Trump and the rest of the cabinet. They are really, if they didn't do it, I mean, you're talking about disaster. The plans that the Democrats had for the US and the world and the globalists as well, it would have been an absolute nightmare. We have literally dodged hell on earth with Trump winning, and of course a little bit of pain in the short term to save the world and to save America is a much better outcome. We already see in the European Union, we see many of the globalists over there basically rigging elections. We saw today Le Pen getting in prison for 2 years and being banned up to 5 years from running. This is a shocking indictment on the globalists. They are authoritarian rulers and fascists, and we cannot have that. It is terrible. One country after another country, because they're winning in the polls. They're winning in the polls. The people, the populist movements are winning in the polls, and they cannot have that. They need to be able to control the world, and they want to ride through Donald Trump period and get out the other side and still have the power and still control the people, because ultimately they're going to enslave us all because they hold the power and the rest of us are slaves in the world economic market. That is the ultimate for these people. So it's going to be a little bit of pain's worth it for freedom and the golden age of America, and of course world peace and safety for the rest of the world. Thank goodness Donald Trump dodged that bullet by just a little hair there. Now, BlackRock CEO warns Bitcoin could replace dollar as global reserve currency. Now, obviously, BlackRock CEO is a globalist, right? So let's not fool around with this guy. That's what he is. Cryptos, ETFs, witness inflows. They use economic power to control outcomes. So they wanted to get the woke agenda in power, and of course the ESG, and they want to do all that sort of stuff. They use economic power to force corporations to follow those ideological lines because it enslaves the people, right? So don't make no fool that Larry Fink is not just a money guy. He's also a ideological propagandist and globalist, and so he works for very powerful people as well. So in an annual letter to investors, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink warned the digital assets could have offset America's economic advantage. Fink claims that the US dollar risks losing its world reserve currency status to digital assets like Bitcoin. CoinShares weekly report notes that the crypto ETFs saw inflows of 225 million last week. And of course, we track that regularly on this channel. So some pretty bad things there. He stated in an annual letter to investors on Monday that US national debt could cause the dollar's global reserve status to be replaced. Well, we know that Trump deals with that with the balanced budget. So US deficit is $2 trillion. Dodge finds at least 1 trillion, maybe 2 trillion. It's definitely there. We know the debt's probably even more than 2 trillion, like the bad spending. And that halves the budget. We know $1 trillion in budget is interest payments. We know that China gets at least 4 to 5% of that. And of course, that is funding their military and everything else they're doing. Obviously, they provide bond money, but this is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. And of course, Trump is trying to get the balanced budget and grow GDP past 3%. It's currently around about 1.7, something like that at the moment. So that would get the US out into surplus and paying down that debt. So this is huge. Trump's plan is the only plan forward to go forward. So fingers crossed it gets in place by June. Very important there, at least certainly by the 4th of July. So that's kind of where we are to avoid this scenario of Larry Finks and all the liberal economists out there, which are pretty annoying. Meanwhile, Bitcoin trade funds saw inflows of 196 million last week, with altcoin products netting inflows for the first time in 4 weeks. That's good news for altcoins. So that's some of the highlights there. and that's where we're heading as we move forward there. So let's see how we get on, because that is bullish news. That Bitcoin is going to be pretty powerful regardless of whether the US loses reserve currency, which I do not think it's going to do, certainly not under Trump, as he fixes up not only just the US economy, but the US debt as well. Let's see here. We've got a couple comments in the chat here before we get into some really cool bullish. We love moon math, right? Do you guys like moon math? I love moon math. We're going to get into that. It's pretty awesome. So let me jump over here. We got pineapple and house that high Superman. How much is it Emmett staking yield? And give a link to this. We're covering that. That's coming up. So we're covering Emmett Farm. That's our last topic of the day. So we'll get to that pineapple. Join the new Gem Hunters. Yeah, it's Gem Hunters. Thanks, Firefighter. Appreciate that. Big shout out to you. Look forward to growing together in that chat there. Is it single-sided staking better than Hex or now or not? Oh, of course it is. Yeah, we'll get into that too. There's no doubt the yields are pretty high there. What's that? Let's see here. Let's jump over. Zach says, that's a mid-site shameless referral for me. Says Zach. Nice. And we got Brian as well. I have been saying that for years. If one Satoshi was worth $1, BTC could place all fiat there, says Brian, and Brian should know. He's a Bitcoin master, as we say. All right, so let's jump into this moon math. So this is dirty crypto, very clever spelling there. What would happen to Pulsechain's ecosystem core coins if they got a $10 million injection? We are operating in a low liquidity environment, specifically 87% less than what we used to have. This is what the prices would look like. Buy and sell pressure not included. In other words, buying and selling on top of the $10 million injection. Hex seems to move the hardest, and here's the math. So he's put 10 million. He's using an even split, so 10 million for Hex, PulseX, Pulse, and Pulse incentive there. Obviously, there's bonded liquidity, but look at the yields that come up there. We got Pulse would move 50x. It would go from quadruple 0.21 to 1/10 of a penny. That's a 50x with the 10 million injection on low liquidity. Hex, of course, would move 163x from half a penny to 86 cents on Hex. So that would definitely be a new all-time high for Hex, especially on Pulsechain. But we got PulseX there at the moment is at quadruple 0.19. That would move at almost 109x to 0.2 of a penny for PulseX. Incentive token at $1.20 would move up to $156. That'd be 130x there. So obviously Hex taking the day there with 163x there. So that's pretty cool moon math there. Now, obviously, there's buy and sell pressure not included in that. And, of course, a big, giant wick candle like that, the whales would be too tempting for the whales, wouldn't it? And too tempting for the retail. But moon math is fun. Moon math is fun. So I thought that was a pretty good post there from Dirty Crypto. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's get into Pulsechain there. Pulsechain at the moment is at quadruple 0.205. We're on day 689. 689 days since the 13th of May, 2023, when Pulsechain launched. And we've got quadruple 0.205 up almost 9%, sitting at 21% of the mean sacrifice price. Is still super cheap on Pulsechain, but good to see a big bounce from the bottom. PulseX at the moment is at quadruple 0.18, up 9.6%. The buy and burn is at 1.35 trillion. Incentive token at the moment, $1.17. That went down to about 95 cents, can you believe it, yesterday. Crazy, up 9.5% at the moment. And the total supply is about 55 million or so. And, of course, the inflation has been cut 20x. It's only 5% of what it used to be. And so we're going to see how that goes. Now, Hex at the moment is at half a penny. And that is up 13.7%. So it's the best performer today. It's following that moon math a little bit that we saw. And EHEX there at 1600th of a penny. EHEX yesterday was just such a buy signal. I don't know about you guys, but I think it was like 1200th of a penny. That was just insane over on Ethereum. That was just crazy. But anyway, that's crypto for you. And we're at combined price of EX and PX is at 6700th of a penny at the moment. So just such a great deal on Hex right now. It is crazy. Now let's get into the chain and have a look at the gas prices. Let's go to that. I'm sort of zigging around here. We've got gas prices at 2.275 million. Is that right? So we got 2 cents for a PulseX swap at the moment. So that's pretty good. Validators 48,719. So that's gone up a couple hundred. And that's such a good time to pick up Pulse right now, right? 32 million Pulse to become a dedicated validator. There are other options, of course, to validating, but that is pretty amazing. So, to become a full-time validator, just sit back and accumulate while you wait for the market to play out. Now, good news. The good news, yeah, we had probably, I don't know, maybe $2 million, $1 million to $2 million leave the chain yesterday. But the good news is that the value of the bridge assets has actually gone up today. And I think that's up about $1.5 million to 2 million, somewhere like that today. So there is pretty cool. We've got 24.19, 24,190,000 DIME. That's gone down probably about 60,000. So that's definitely gone down a little bit there. USDC, I can't remember what the balance was, but it's at 15.5. The USD Tether is at 6.7. I can't remember that balance either. But we know that EHEX has gone up a little bit. And at the moment, what did we say about ETH? I think it was pretty flat or something. Wrap Bitcoin pretty flat too, I think, from memory. And Coast is sitting pretty solid at 9.2 million. And of course, that's been going up secretly over the last couple of weeks. And many say the Americans are coming in. They reckon that the Canadians and UKs were leaving and the Americans coming in. I don't know. I haven't seen the data for that, but that's what they were saying. But anyway, it is what it is. 93. So we've gone back up a bit. That's not bad. 1.5 million or so seems pretty good to me. Now, let's jump over to the big news coming out. We're going to have a block explorer. Everybody complains that we got 2 or 3 block explorers, I think. We got the native one, which is, it's a little bit rough. It's on IPFS, right? So decentralized. But then we have, we got Otter. We have Otter. We also have 9mm, which is not too bad. Those two are okay. Otter's okay. 9mm's a bit better, for sure. And is that those 3? I think I'm just trying to remember. Have we got any more than 3? I think that we've got at least those 3. But here we've got a big one coming up, and this could be a game changer for a block explorer, not just compared to what we've got already, but also compared to other block explorers for other chains out there as well, like Etherscan or Polyscan or BSC Scan or anything else out there. And this is from Pulsechain, and they got some pretty cool stuff. And they're saying, imagine if Pulsechain had the fastest blockchain explorer ever. We're cooking up something exciting for Richard Hart and Bretep. Of course, Bretep, one of the main devs in the Richard Hart's Pulsechain team. And they got a cool video here of some of the interaction here. Look at that. So you got the price, the market cap, the Pulsechain explorer. Looks pretty snazzy. Looks pretty stable too. Looks rendering. Look how fast that is rendering. That is pretty awesome, right? I said otter, not otter. I said otter, not otter. I don't know what you're talking about, man. we got a couple of people in the chat. I'm going to get to those comments in a minute. But this is the Explorer here. You can see it doing transactions. This is smooth, man. This could be an absolute game changer. You got to remember that sometimes it can take a couple of years for a chain to really mature and get into its own. And we have got devs on Pulsechain that are so good. We've got such a committed amount of influencers as well. Particularly, I would say at least a dozen influencers are reasonably consistent. And of course, that's on YouTube. I would say on X, we've got different influencers on there. Some of them are the same. We've got ones that are more focused on X as opposed to YouTube. Some do a bit of both. So we've got great devs. We've got world-class devs. And we've also got, really big and influential influencers out there too. So, it's doing a pretty good job. And this Explorer looks pretty good. Look at how smooth that is. That was smooth. Look all that and stuff. That's pretty amazing. Bring it on. This is Game Changer Explorer coming. Potentially the fastest in the world. That looks damn stable. I'm going to be looking forward to that. And as soon as we get that out, we're going to be covering that. That's huge for Pulsechain. Honestly, just having a good information explorer, so important. Because sometimes when you have, a bad one, people just stop using it and they get disenchant. It just really has a psychological impact as much as people, finding stuff. So this could be really, really huge here for that. So excited about that. So, I'll leave the link to this if you guys want to follow these guys because it's probably coming out pretty soon. And that is it there. So let me just put the type what it is. Pulsechain, Block Explorer. And this should be really, really good. So I'm liking it. And it looks really clean, really clean. So that's coming up as well. And let's see. There it is there. Bam. All right. You can see that in the chat there. So welcome, everybody. Big shout out to everybody over on Rumble. I really appreciate you guys. And don't forget to smash the follow, hit the like button, and share the channel around over in that community. Really looking to be the preeminent or one of the preeminent crypto channels over there. And I hope you guys enjoying just the quality that we're trying to bring here on this channel. And of course, if you have not joined GM Hunters, folks, and you're just coming in, join GM Hunters today. It's just been launched live. And of course, if we are matching up teams and people in crypto together and making more value, we're trying to find really good yield, good X's, good yield farming and things like that for crypto punters. And then we're also trying to help teams that are great at building products have people use those products. And so we're getting those together. And who knows what perks and other things we could have in that chat. A big shout out to MVS, one of our community leaders there, co-founder of that chat, as along with Wookie as well, one of our community leaders. So exciting times ahead there. And we think that's going to be real viral. We want to get real big, real positive environment, and grow Pulsechain, as well as we will be covering multi-chain opportunities where they come, where they are going to be really good. So keep a hold on to that too. So it's pretty awesome. Now, also, if you haven't joined our Discord, the links to Discord is in the video description. That is our community Discord, really amazing, 1,100 people in there. And it's only $12.50 a month. It's a private Discord. It's a really safe place. We've got all the information, a crypto helpline, education, everything in there. Join up today, and a great bunch of people. So that link's in the video description. We also have a strategy crypto club as well. The link to join that is in the video description as well. It's $35 a month. That is awesome. We do updates. In fact, I've got a monthly update going out today for that. And of course, if you want to get into our crypto course, I just released that, a soft launch about a week ago. That's 15 videos. And of course, it gets you from zero to hero in crypto. You'll be amazed. And it doesn't bog you down. It's a very easy follow. So definitely get onto that as well. So that is in the video description. Pretty exciting times ahead. As you see, we're trying to do our part on providing really good value and connecting people up, right? This is the real key part there. And that's why I love stuff like this. There's lots of teams doing great stuff on Pulsechain. And of course, it's great to see this Block Explorer coming up also. All right, let's jump into the markets there. So we're going to get into that. I wanted to get to the Richard Hart tokens. So we can see here at the moment on the 24 hours, PEX is doing the best, up 15%, Pulsex up 12.2%, Incentive token up 11.5%, and Pulse up 10.6%. But let's get into the Pulse chart there and let's have a look at that in detail and see where we are. So as you guys know, it was a bloodbath. Let's be frank. Let's be fair. It was a bloodbath. It was down, 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 down. People were panicking. There was the PDI issue, the exploiter issue, the MakerDAO issue, on and on and on. We had people doing all sorts of stuff, all the influencers taking sides. There's lots of drama there. Community members, what the heck's going on? Is the chain under systemic leakages from the PDI maker minting, all that sort of stuff? And here we are today, right? Here we are today with a big bounce. And you can see my blue line. That was where I said it would probably find a support. And look where it bounced. Isn't that crazy? And that was just using a Fibonacci extension. No rocket science, just except for the Fibonacci extension. So that's worked out pretty well. Now, is this the end? Is this the end of the trauma? Let's have a look on the hourly to see if we've got some blues clues about that. We do have some blues clues on the hourly. So we've got this little cross here. This is the short-term line crossing over. What do we got here? So let's get our little circles out, because you guys know we love the circles. And let's put that out. So this is our first little sign here, and that is pretty cool, right? So we got this. That there is a bullish cross. Very, very cool. What's the other one we've got? Well, let's pull that out as well. Another bullish sign here is that we had to get over this level. Actually, let's just do a line for that one. Actually, we had to get over this line here to get us an idea that we were going up, right? So that was very important. And let's let me just go to the what happened there. I don't know what happened there, but let's go up to that, and we're going to do I guess that. I'll do. I don't know. We'll go to that one there. Let's do inline. And I don't know what happened there. Might fix the wrong end. But anyway, that is the level that we wanted to get over. So far, so good. We're sort of holding over that level. Very critical. Look, this is not inevitable that we don't go down. But at the moment, we've got two good signs, right? We've got the short-term hourly cross. We've also got the fact that it's over 2,040, and we're just holding over that at the moment. We got up to 2,100. What do we get to? 2,134. So this is a positive sign. Not it's more probable not that we're going to keep going up, but we could, if we bounce off this kind of area where we are, and therefore that would be very bullish. And maybe we get down to 2,000 as the lowest end, and then up we go. Right, that's the kind of the key there, and staying over that yellow line, very important. So that's kind of where we are there. So what's our next target? Right, next target would definitely be this horizontal one here. and that is at 22.60. So if we can bounce up to there, that would be very cool. And so that's kind of where we want to head, is up there. That's kind of the play. That's on the hourly. Now, this is the hourly. Now, we want a longer term horizon there. We need the 4 hourly, right? So the 4 hourly, very important. Obviously, very similar looking chart there. Not too much difference with the 4 hourly. So that's pretty cool. That gives a lot of confirmation. But we haven't had the confirmation with the moving averages. So the 50 there still got work to do a bullish cross, but we're heading in the right direction. So let's see where we land at the moment. Very important that this candle here sort of stays over the support line here at 2040. So it's very important that. And on the daily, let's have a look at the daily here. Obviously, we've got a bit of work to do to get us out of the woods on the daily, but we need a bullish cross. This turning up. This is not turning up yet. We need that to start turning up as well. So we're going to be looking at those shorter time frames for that. Now, I haven't got volume on here because I've hidden the volume, and obviously a pickup in volume, very, very, very calm. Now, let's have a look at the. I want to do one more line here. So it's probably pretty important that we start heading towards this level here, which is 2,900. So we've got a bit of work to do to start building past that, right? That is where we want to get to and really get confirmation that we are getting some sort of V recovery or some recovery pattern coming out there. And of course, getting that yellow line to turn up, still a little bit away from us here at the moment. But of course, on the 4 hourly, we can see that that is starting to turn, which is bullish. That's the trader's view, right? The 4 hourly for multi-day trading and things like that. So there we go. That is kind of where we are on Pulse. So two good signs on the short term. Not quite out of the woods yet, but heading in the right direction. Kind of neat. So let's see where that goes at the moment on that. So that's kind of where we are. And we've got Pulse at the moment. Pulsex at 11.5. We've got incentive at $1.17, up 12. Now, we're going to look at incentive tokens. I thought that was quite interesting. And we got all the way down to 91 cents. I thought it was 95, but actually got a bit lower. 91 cents. Can you believe it? OMG. And we're back up. We rallied all the way back to $1.25, now at $1.17. So let's see where this heads as well. That's going to be crazy. Now, looking at the daily on the incentive token, you can see the formation there, quite a bit different from the Pulse one, but that's pretty crazy as well. Now, looking at the Pulse ratio, we're up at 57,400 in Pulse per one incentive token at the moment. So let's see if this can break up higher, maybe start heading to 65, 670. Let's see what that gets up to there. Something definitely worth watching. Now, we know the inflation got cut 20x, so could see some pretty dynamic stuff here. Let's go back to the US dollar, and we're going to go to the weekly chart. We're going to have a little bit of a broader look here, and that is the chart there. So the top was the second week, all the way back in May 23, and we got up to $80. It was awesome. You guys remember that back then? It was pretty awesome. And we're currently at $1 here, so it's like almost 80x higher to get back up to there. But we did have two ranges around $4.50, and we also had up to $10. So those are two other highs that we've had. Very different from the beginning, of course. But we've had a lot of minting of incentive token. We got 55,000 or so tokens in existence since that first week or so. I remember that. So there we go. So inflation was inflating. It was inflating to 55 mil. But of course, now we've got this flat line, right? So imagine if we're inflating all the way to 55 million, right? So 55 million INC, and we're inflated to there. And suddenly Richard turns it off, right? So maybe I can't remember when he turned it off, but let me just switch it around, playing around here. But he switched it off, and get rid of. I'm trying to get this other one here. I don't know when he did it. It was a little while back now, wasn't it? Somewhere in here. Maybe it was here where we got this peak, right? So maybe it was somewhere back there. And now we're pretty much, flat. It's not quite plateau, but it's pretty flat. So the inflation was really high, and now it's really low. It's only 1/20th, 5% of what it used to be. And liquidity's definitely come off, right? We saw, I think we went from maybe about 240 million, was it, in the farms, down to about 40 million or something. So something like that. So it's pretty dramatic. So we'll see how that ends up. In fact, we might do a review of that too coming up as well. Pretty important there. So that is the INC. Some big stuff there from Richard Hart Coins. We're going to keep looking out for that. Certainly an awesome buy zone at the moment. And of course, let's have a look at some of the best fundamentals. We had 31.2 million in 24-hour volume, 350,000 transactions the last 24 hours. And some of the top tokens we're looking at here at the moment Some of these are very new, speculative, right? Pumpermentals, this came out 9 hours ago, probably launched on pump tires like many of these others. Fox came out. It's even got a 10 lightning boost. That's the last 6 hours. It's up 99%. So we've got a couple of big movers there. Got to be careful with these ones, of course. They're pretty small liquidity. Teddy Bear, the big one there. I saw Meme King. Is he still holding his bags? Probably. I think he was going to sell out of Meme King and everything, but maybe he's still holding. He's up, 3 to 7,000 X on these things, isn't he? So that's 59% today. So a big bounce from Teddy Bear. Now we like Teddy Bear. We still like Teddy Bear. Now obviously the link to PDI, boo boo. But we liked the Teddy Bear. Thought that was the meme coin itself is very, very good. So yeah, still thought that was a great offer there. Now we've got Missile up as well. Now this is I think on one of our this on our GM Hunters, if I remember rightly. So this is up at 46. I'm pretty sure that is actually on our GM Hunters. So yeah, let me just scroll back down here. So we've got Missile. Yeah, Missile's on. It's basically it's an OG Web Chief ecosystem. It's a beastie. Gives one of the best reward payouts, and of course rewards Investor. So you earn Investor with that, which is pretty awesome. And so that is the parent. Investor is the parent of all these other protocols in this ecosystem. It's up 46%. We've got Pump Tires, which is the main token, really, I guess the brand token of the Pump Tires website, which Richard Hart launched. That's up 44%. We've got BBC token. They're from 9-inch exchange. 9-inch is the third biggest exchange. Currently running how much in volume? It's carrying about $700,000 in volume, 16,800 transactions. So that's up there at the moment. What else? We got one of these Pump Tires ETH is up 40% there for Investor. This is the parent one, right? So Missile is kind of like one of the children. For Investor is the parent. That is up 40%. And of course, that's doing pretty well. We've got quite a few. We call these printer tokens, right? Because they're printing you Pulse and other tokens, related tokens. And we call those printers. We've got Die Hard there. That's, that was giving you PDI. That seems to be up 39% today. We've got UFO, which is related to PDC. Now, I covered PDC a little bit, but we're probably going to do more coverage of that because I think that's really undervalued. It's been one of our best performing ecosystems. It's like a tax DAO. And it's doing pretty well there. UFO, it's kind of like its child. PGC is like the parent. It's a good analogy. These father and son, or mother and daughters, or something. I don't know. We got Maker related to PDI. Well, this is up today at $9, and of course that's at 35.6%. Now, the interesting thing about this is that with Maker is that Alex McFurter, the dev for Acosa and Hedron, has talked about using the EGS, so basically shutting down the Maker. So he's working on normally you'd have to have control of the Maker votes. You'd have to control Maker votes. But he reckons somebody said that he had a secret kill switch. So we'll see access function to that. So we'll see what happens there. It's going to be pretty interesting. And of course, PGI drama just keeps going on, on and on and on. So we're at $8.96 there on a bit of a bounce back. Let's see what else is going on there. We got Most Wanted. Now, we did see some more Exploiter minted some more coins over the night, last 24 hours. So that's with the PDI. So that's kind of counterintuitive that it'd be pumping. Some people are still saying he's a good actor, yet we have confirmation that millions of dollars have left the chain. So I don't know what they got there. Now, related to Pump Tires, we also see related to Finvest ecosystem, we've got Remember. That's also on our printers list in our Telegram. So you definitely got to join up today. And then, of course, we've got quite a few there. Most Wanted is up. Richard Hart's Pump Tires one. That is up a lot too, up 28%. Mnemonics, that is up as well, 27%. Another Finvestor one there, printer, and so on. So, yeah, another Hex Pump Tires there, up 26%. So it is a really good yields today. Atropa is up 24%. Of course, that's one part of the big PDI drama and draining the Pulsechain with capital. We saw that from James Maria out there. We've got lots over 20%. Look at all these tokens. So it's a real winner there. There's PDC, the Greys, up at 20%. Solid X is coming up. Now, you guys know X Games coming out, right? With Solid X. X Games coming up. That is up 19% at the moment. So there is lots of opportunity on Pulsechain right now with double-digit gains. So good to see that after, almost a week of relenting decreases in Pulse. So pretty crazy time at the moment. Right, so kind of cool. Now, I just wanted to look. Have I got X Game on here? No, it's on a different browser, so haven't got that there. Now, that's going to bring us into Emmet We're going to talk about Emmett now. So I hope you guys enjoy this coverage. Let's see what the comments are, though, first, before we do that. And see who's jumped into the chat here and get to some of these extra comments. So a big shout out there. If you're over on Rumble, don't forget to smash the follow button, hit the like button, share the channel around. Having great experience over in Rumble. What a great audience we've got over there too. And especially today on YouTube, we've got a great audience as well. Big shout out. And yeah, definitely join up. If you haven't already, join up to our Gem Hunters. It has officially gone live today. We are matching up project teams, new ones, existing ones, that we think are amazing with crypto enthusiasts like you out there. And it's going to be fantastic. So get in there today. And a big shout out to our co-founders, MVS and Wookie out there helping to run the show there. All right, so let's have a look. Let's get into some of these comments. We've got Brennan talking there. What's that? I don't know what they're talking about, those mods, but we'll jump through some of those. Let's see here. Let's scroll down. We've got DJ and Hexkin in the house there. Hey, Suitman. Hey, good to see you, DJ and Hexkin. Hope you're doing well. And I'm sure I saw a couple other comments in here, so I'm just trying to find those. No, that's it. I think that's it. So big shout out there, DJ and Hexkin. All right, let's get into Emmett Farm. This has been a huge farm. Big shout out to Kairos there in Telegram. He's the founder of this. His experience and his talent are AAA, and he is bringing it to this farm, Emmett Farm. He is doing such cool, clever balancing things and giving a really sustaining life to this farm. It is incredible. So big shout out to him. So let's get into that right now. All right, let's go. So this is the one here, Emmett Farm. Now, they've got a competition out at the moment, so you guys don't want to miss that, right? Now, just remember, this is the official token. OX32 ends in F427. It's got a 5% tax, 4% single-side staking, and 1% burn. Just remember that. So that feeds the single-side staking and the burn. That's how you get your rewards. And, of course, at the moment, they have got a very cool competition. Emit Signal Amplifier. Emit community roll call to enter, follow Emmett Farm, tag 3 Pulsechain users, join Telegram Emmett Farm, and like and retweet. That is it at the moment. There's a prize for that. 25 Emmett, 1 Emmett's NFT, and they're going pretty fast as well, and 10 Emmett. So that's 1, 2, and 3 prize drawn in 24 hours. So that was launched this morning, my time. So let's say an hour and a half. That was just over 2 hours ago. So you're right in the mix for that. So I'm going to post that if you want to participate in that, get some chance to win some Emmett tokens. So that's pretty cool. So let's go here. Emmett competition. I know heaps of people love competitions. So well, with getting into that. Now he's in Emmett. They just had a buyers competition as well and had some cool winners on that. So definitely check that out. And doing some pretty cool stuff. So you can tab that. The other thing they've had announced today too is a new farm 4 hours ago. So you guys know the Most token and the Pump token are two of the big pump tire farm tokens, right? And Most there is the bad Richard Hart one. So these are pretty cool. And of course the Pump token as well. Now there's a new farm. And those have been added. So big popular tokens been added to the Emmett Farm. Like I said to you, Kairos knows what he's doing, offering great value, and that puts great value into the farm there. So you can start farming there. Pretty awesome. Now, if you want to join, of course, the Telegram and become part of the community, they do have a community airdrop. You can get involved in that. And that's well worth doing. So let me just post the link to that as well. And you can join up today. Let's see here. Let's get a copy of that. And this is Emmett Telegram. You can join up to that too. Well worth doing. So let's see. And there's got a community airdrop program. So I just strongly suggest you hit up Kairos there and get involved. So all you have to do is be active. And of course, also, if you do buy the NFTs, that gives you a booster in the community one as well. It's additive. So if you get maybe say that you get 3 points in the community and community airdrop list, and then you also get 3 NFTs. That's 3 plus 3 is 6 points, and that will get you more of the airdrops that get randomly given out during the days and weeks. So definitely worth joining up there if you like free crypto. Kind of cool. And of course, Emmett is the latest and greatest farm on Pulsechain right now, and the tokenomics balance is really clever. So check that out. All right. So that's kind of where we are with some of the news there. So big stuff there. We're going to check that out. Just checking to see if there's anything else at the moment on there. Yeah, 8 hours ago, there was a new DAO proposal That was kind of cool. Neon Emmett, and we may be talking about Neon coming up as well on this channel, so stay tuned for that. And what else? Anything else? So last 24 hours, now just reposting the show, the post that I put out earlier today about NFTs, and the NFTs are really cool. There's only 555 of them, so once they're all sold out, it's going to be crazy. And there will be a rarity index coming out soon too, and they're tradable on Pulse Markets, which is pretty cool. So let's get to the farm itself. So the farms here at the moment, let's have a look at the US price of Emmett. They had it's at $1.01 at the moment, almost $1.02. I think it was as high as about the $1.11 before. Let's have a look at the TVL. It looks like it's not rendering there. Let me just refresh that. We got the total supply is at 100,000 tokens and 96. Most of those are still in the team's wallet. So that's very important to know. The burn at the moment, 696 tokens have been burned. Remember, there's a 5% tax. 1% of that goes to burning, buying and burning the Emmett there. And of course, we've got the market cap, $102,000. So that's cool to see that back over 100K. And the emission rate is only 318 tokens. So initially that was going to be 3,118, but Kairos is pretty clever. He reduced that by 10x and makes the farm far more sustainable with high yields. Very clever move there. Kind of cool. It doesn't have the TVL. There we are. TVL there, $34.4 thousand. So that is a pretty decent. It's gone up quite a bit there too, which is exciting to see. We saw that started off at about 17,000 if I remember rightly. So that's doubled in TVL. Pretty awesome there. Brennan says our comments weren't read. Yeah, because I had no idea what you guys are talking about. That's probably why. That's the moderators. They're crazy. Those crazy guys. Now, there are three. These are the three farms that Emmett started with. Emmett Pulse, Emmett Inc., and Emmett Pulsex. So the red hard tokens. We've got TVLs there of $8,700, $2,500, and $1,700. The yield at the moment on the Pulse farm is 517%. The yield on the Emmett Inc. farm is 600%. And the Pulsex one at 632%. So you see really good yields, and this is pretty awesome to see these yields holding up too. So well done to Kairos there, very clever. We got stake Emmett. You can stake single-sided. Now we had a question up here earlier about single-sided staking, so let's go back to that to get into that one. So I saw that question up here. I think it was Pineapple. Hi, Superman. How much is Emmett staking yield? And give link the staking website. All right, so that's kind of cool. Now we'll put on the farm link there for you, Pineapple, and you can check it out. So farm, I think it's self-explanatory. I don't need to type in the name farm, but that is the link there. So if you want to get into Emmett farm today, that is the place to go. All right. So that is the Emmett farm there, and the yields at the moment are 611% on that. So you just buy Emmett, you stake Emmett, and guess what? You earn EDI. So recently we had a farm called Vox Farm, and it was a good farm. It did a great result, but it lasted maybe 3 to 5 days really high, and then it starts tapering off. We see that often with farms, but here this is staying up. So the yields are staying up. Pretty exciting so far, and we've got some cool pools coming in, some cool promotions. So I'm very excited about where Emmett Farm will go with this tokenomics balancing, as I call it. So we're at APRs 106,611%. Now remember, 5% is the tax and 4% is going to buy EDI, and that goes into the yields here, feeding this single-side staking farm. Pretty clever idea. And we didn't have that in the Vox farm. So this is actually very clever there. And of course, people can put the Emmett in there and earn EDI. Which is pretty cool. You can take your EDI and you can buy more Emmett. I mean, there's lots of different options you can do with that, right? So that's kind of cool. There's $21,000 of Emmett in there at the moment. So it's kind of cool. It's got a rate of 0.004 per second in EDI there from the looks of it. So it's pretty cool. Now, then we saw after those initial launches of those 4 pools, we saw the Pulsex pools launch. We saw DAI Pulse, Inc Pulse X, and Pulsex. And those yields are pretty full there. We've got $4,200, $6,300, and $9,700 in those 3 pools, respectively. The yields are 176%, 119%, and 92%. Now, just remember, there is a 1% fee to enter these pools, unlike these pools up here. These pools here have no fee. But if you have the NFT, I understand that you can get in without a fee on those. So if you've got the NFT, you can buy those up at the NFT there. And I think that is actually what happens there. Now, the new one we launched today, this was 4 hours ago from Kairos, is the Pump Most Farm. And this has no fee to enter, and the yield at the moment is 737% APR, and the current TVL is only $407. So this is not much in there. It's only been out for 4 hours. So a good chance to get a bit of pump token and most token and pump it in here and earn some emmet. That's pretty cool. Nice. And then we just saw this new farm just launched. I think this is just launched right now. This could be hot off the press, folks. I think this might have just come out, is it? I'm just having a quick look on the emmet chat there. I think this is just launched. Let me scroll back up here. I think it has. Yeah, I think that's just launched. So not too long ago. Anyway, that's 740% APR on Impulse emmet. Now, Impulse there is Chorus's at least second project that he launched, I think. And it's been over for a year there, so that's pretty cool. And that's matched with Emmett, so very nice to see that. He's got more stuff coming for the farm too. So there's lots more coming from this dev. Very, very cool. The yield 760% there. Currently only $1,000 in there, so that's pretty cool. And of course, Impulse there doing pretty. It's a good place to buy. Nice and cheap to buy that at the moment. Now, a DeFi is coming in. Neon, of course, this is another project team we may be covering on this channel. So the Neon there and the Emmett have been pulled up there. And this came from the DAO, right? There was a DAO vote. So that's 584% yield at the moment. Currently $260 in there at the moment. So not much. So a good opportunity for those over on Neon to pick, get some Neon if you're not buying it. If you're holding it, whatever, you can pull it into the Emmett farm here, match it up there. So pretty cool. Awesome stuff. Now, the other thing we're going to quickly go through is the DAO. The DAO's got a couple of votes, and this has been working really well with this DAO here. And we've got 8 proposals. Man, we got we had 3 yesterday. We got 8 now. So we've got proposal 1, dark meme coin. That looks like pretty well. Actually, it may get voted down. Actually, 299.3. So that's pretty close. That one. It ends over 3 days. So I think it's still got 14 hours to go. That's pretty close. There we got Neon. Obviously, that Neon farm just got approved there. So it looks like that's already active. Neon there, and it's got Emmett and Neon. Yeah. So that's already live. So that looks like it's already gone through. So that's a bit weird. We've got Impulse as well. That's already live too. So it looks like it's gone live there as well. And then, of course, coming up, we've got Finvesta, 3,000 votes for that. So that could be coming up with those printer tokens. We've got Proposal 5, VPulse, and VPulse there. We'll see what happens with that. We've got 4,000 votes almost for that. Proposal 6 is PHEX and Pulse. That's almost against. So people are voting against PHEX. And so we got Pulse or Pulse Solid X fundamental tokens there at the moment. That is losing. So we'll see where that ends up. Proposal 7, OG Heart token is a hyperdeflationary. We've got 1,500 votes for, 600 against. We'll see how that goes as well. And then number 8 there, Vox Finance is coming in. Now, obviously, Vox Finance was the big farm before Emmett came out and had a pretty exciting first 3 to 5 days, particularly. So this could, give a bit of life back into the Vox as well. So this is probably a good move. So we'll see where this lands as well. So far, it seems to be in favor than against. So we'll see how that plays out. Pretty exciting. Lots of project teams coming into Emmett Farm. That is pretty exciting. Now, the other big thing, of course, is the NFTs. And, of course, there's 245 minted out so far. There's only 555. And, of course, these are trading on Pulse Markets, and they give you a number of benefits, right? So the benefits include 0% deposit withdrawal fees, DAO membership, ability to create proposals and vote on proposals, and each NFT you hold acts as an airdrop multiplier for the upcoming airdrop. Now, that's community airdrop. You have to get the Telegram for that. So you're probably best to join up to that at the moment, which is pretty cool. And had the link to join, didn't it, up here? There's the link to join Telegram. So if you get an NFT and you're in Telegram community airdrop list, those get added together. So let's say you had 3 points plus 3 points, 3 NFTs, that gives you 6 points, right? So that's going to give you a better, more of a share of the airdrop when they get randomly associated. So it's kind of cool. What else there? To be fair, I couldn't understand Wookie either. Let's see what else do we got going here. JD says, what happens when all of the Emmett tokens have been distributed? Well, you obviously got to grow, JD. If you provide a lot of good value offerings and people, then it might go up. But typically with farms, they tend to wind down. But the stuff that Chorus is doing is very innovative and very clever. So we're going to see how long it all goes for. It could be very sustainable for long term. He's got a big long-term protocol with the DAO voting. And, of course, he's bringing a lot of different teams. So, and it also has got the big burn, right? The 1% burns being burned. So we'll see. You keep growing your users of the platform. You keep adding value. And you got good DAO community participation. It could have quite a long life. So we're going to see how that goes Obviously, nothing is certain, but that's kind of where we are at the moment. A lot of the tokens are still inside of the team's wallet there. They get, there's airdrops and, all different distributions. You can read that in the blog. In fact, we've gone through that many times here on the blog here. And you can read, some of the token launch transmission tokenomics here. They have that as well. So you can check out the breakdown there. Let's see, we'll open this up and see whether we've got that there. So that was the breakdown. Yeah, 50K initial liquidity. I think most of that's still sitting in the team wallet there. 15K airdrop allocation. That's going out to airdrop. So if you do get into Telegram, you'll be able to get access to some of that. 10K for the team allocation, 25K for the DAO allocation. So that's going to help, investments in the future. That can actually make the protocol even more sustainable, not just balancing and bringing new teams and growing, but also adding protocols that actually earn money, and that also helps as well. So that could be a big direction of the DAO. Also, 5K marketing partners, and of course that helps gets promotion and gets the word out about about the Emmett Farm, which is you need to do, right? Now the Telegram is growing pretty constantly with the airdrop program. There's lots of people joining, people are referring people. So there's lots of bullish stuff. But once again, you have to keep an eye out on everything and just keep growing. That's pretty much it. All right, so let's look at the price at the moment. The price had a rally. We bounced off. We bounced off. We were down. This is on the hourly chart for Emmett. This is the whole chart. We bounced off 64 cents. We rallied all the way up to $1.17. Now there has been some buying competitions run in the Telegram, and that's also helped contribute to the buying there. People rewarded some tokens. In fact, we got the latest reward. There was 100 Emmett tokens went out to number first buyer winner. 50 Emmett tokens given out the second best buyer, and third one they got an NFT, an Emmett NFT. So congratulations to all those buy competition result winners there. So there's lots of cool stuff that this founder is doing that we haven't seen. It's really, really clever. This guy knows what he's doing, so I'm excited about this. So currently sitting at $1.02 on Emmett with Pulsechain all the way down. Right, Pulsechain's just had that big red tone, so it's performing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with this chart so far, and with all the innovation that's coming out there. Now let's jump over to it. So that's the chart. If you want to pick up some Emmett, remember there's a 5% tax on that, and that gets 4% goes to the single side staking pool, and then 1% goes and burns the Emmett token itself. So it's got this burn function. So the more volume you have, the more tokens you're going to get burned, essentially. So that is it. So let's jump through there. What else we got on the list? That is the Emmett chart there. So cool. All right, big shout out to over on Rumble. We've got a huge crowd over on Rumble. Big shout out to you guys. Smash the follow button, folks. Smash the follow button. We've only been on Rumble for maybe up to 2 weeks now. Just having a great experience over there. Great community. And of course, we're looking, potentially we could end up being one of the preeminent crypto channels over on Rumble. It's been such a great start, and you guys are amazing over there. And I love freedom. You guys love freedom. And we also we just talk about crypto on here. I do variety shows where we talk about politics and other topics as well. So I think that's pretty awesome. And today, of course, we've launched the new gem group that we've got, Gem Hunters. So definitely join up to that. DJ Hex says, I DCA into Pulse and Pulsex at the bottom, and we'll continue to do so. Boom or bust. Smart man there, DGN. Smart man indeed. Yeah, that's a power move from Brennan. He's our TA guru. So he agrees with you on that. So let's jump back up to the big Gem Hunter. Join up to that today. We are matching project teams with the people, and of course in crypto, and that's going to be a win-win scenario. We want a really positive environment. We're probably going to be holding like X Spaces and Telegrams, chats, and all sorts of stuff. We're possibly going to have airdrop programs and lots of cool things there. We're going to try and get you in early on really alpha projects. We're going to try and have a list of projects that are really great value that we think, and you can check those out as well on our list. We've already got our first one up there at the moment. So it is an awesome place, and we think that this is huge for Pulsechain, and we want to be real positive environment. So there's not going to be a lot of drama in there, just value, focus on value and community. We want community to do really well, and so that's going to be a great place. We've already got a number of project team founders in the group, and we're looking to ramp up. So just be patient with us. We're growing. It's going to be a lot of fun then, Gem Hunters. So join up today. The other thing, of course, you can join our Discord. Community leadership there is awesome, and the links are in the description to join up Discord as well. And of course, you can get into our crypto specialized group there. That gives you extra alpha. And I've got a big update coming, monthly update coming for Strategy Club as well today. So kind of cool. All right, so that's kind of where we're at. How we doing for time? An hour and 10 minutes. I think it's a good place to finish. That was Emmett Farm, pretty much the latest farm with Kairos. Man, this guy knows. He's got a lot of experience. He's a very clever developer and is, triple A talent. So really excited about where the Emmett Farm will go. Big shout out to him and big shout out to many in the community there. Big shout out to MVS, of course, helping big time, not only in the Emmett chat, but also in the co-founder of the Gems. Now, many of you know him. He is very good at finding little pearls out there and doing a great job. Big shout out to Wookie as well, who's co-founder, also doing a great job. And big shout out to all my moderators and communities. You guys rock. I really appreciate that. So very, very cool. Now, don't forget to subscribe and follow and like and hit the share. Join part of the community. This is time. This is the time, man. The bull market is about to get upon us. We got big stuff happening, and it's always counterintuitive. Crypto often moves counterintuitive there, and we're expecting some great things happen. All right, take care, everybody. And I'm going to say, Jay, everything, 100%, fantastic. What's up, folks? Brian in the house, nice. So cool people in the chat there too. Make PLS great again, says Wookie. That's a good place to finish there. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and of course, take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you again. I'll be doing another show later on today, and that should be a lot of fun. Until then, peace out and enjoy. Markets bouncing and TCA for the win. That's all we can say. See ya.